There are moments in life when everything shatters. The phone rings, the news hits, the person leaves, the dream collapses. And suddenly, the world you once knew disappears. You try to speak, but words don't come out. You try to stand, but your knees give way. And all that's left is silence. Maybe you've been there, standing in the wreckage of something you never saw coming. Maybe your faith used to be strong, your hope used to burn bright. But now it feels like the light went out. You tell yourself you're fine, but deep down you know you've been surviving, not living. Don't scroll away. This message might be the one your heart's been waiting for, because there's something sacred about what comes after tragedy. There's something breathtaking about the moment when a soul decides to believe again. It's not loud or dramatic. It's quiet, raw, and real. It happens when you whisper, maybe, just maybe, my story isn't over yet. If you've ever felt like giving up, like God forgot your name, or like the pain would never fade, stay. Stay with me till the end of this message. I promise, you'll see the beauty that can rise from the ashes. And before we go further, if you've ever walked through pain and still kept your faith, even if it was barely hanging by a thread, hit that like button. Subscribe if you believe there's still hope after heartbreak. Because this space is for the broken ones who refuse to give up. You see, tragedy doesn't just take things from us, it changes us, it rewrites who we are. But what if that's not a curse? What if it's an invitation? An invitation to rebuild, to rediscover, to return to a faith that's no longer fragile but forged through fire? The truth is, when everything falls apart, the easy kind of belief dies. The kind built on comfort and answered prayers fades. But in its place, a deeper belief begins to form. The kind that doesn't need everything to make sense to keep trusting anyway. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly believed in something again after being broken? Believed that love could still exist after loss? That purpose could still rise after failure? That God could still bring light to a life that's gone dark? That's the beauty of believing again. It's not naive. It's not blind. It's brave. Because to believe again after tragedy is to look at your scars and say, you didn't destroy me. You defined me. Some of you watching this have been through things most people couldn't survive. You've buried dreams. You've watched people you love walk away. You've cried yourself to sleep more nights than you'd ever admit. But here's the miracle. You're still here. You didn't quit. You didn't let your pain write your ending. That's not weakness. That's faith in its purest form. If you're still listening, I want you to type this in the comments right now. I'm still here. Not because everything is perfect, but because you refuse to give up. Let's fill this space with courage, with living proof that faith can outlast the fire. And if you know someone who's hurting, someone who's lost their faith, their strength, or their reason to go on, share this video with them. You might be the reminder they desperately need today. Now here's something most people won't tell you. Believing again doesn't always start with strength. Sometimes it starts with surrender. It starts when you stop pretending you're okay and finally admit, I can't do this alone. And right there, in the middle of the brokenness, something sacred happens. You start to see beauty again. Not in the perfection of life, but in its persistence. You start noticing the little things, the sunrise you almost forgot to watch, the laughter of a friend, the way your heart still beats after everything it's been through. That's faith coming back to life. Quiet, gentle, real. But here's the thing. Faith is a choice. It's not a feeling. You may not feel ready to believe again, but you can decide to. You can choose to trust that there's still meaning in the pain. You can choose to believe that what you lost is not the end, but the beginning of something new. And right now, you have that choice. You can keep reliving what broke you, or you can start rebuilding what's next. You can let tragedy define you, or you can let it refine you. Don't let the pain that tried to destroy you be the reason you stop believing. Let it be the reason you start again. If this message is speaking to your heart right now, don't just watch quietly. Tap that like button as your declaration of faith. Comment below. I choose to believe again. Let the world know that you're not done yet. Because the moment you choose to believe again, everything changes. There's something powerful about hope that refuses to die. About faith that shows up even when the odds say you shouldn't have any left. That kind of faith moves mountains, not because the mountains disappear, but because you finally remember that you were never meant to climb alone. And maybe that's what tragedy teaches us most, that we were never in control to begin with. That all we can do is trust. Trust that even when life falls apart, the one who made us can put us back together in ways we never imagined. I know it hurts. I know some days it feels impossible. But I also know this. Your pain is not the end of your story. It might just be the place where your faith gets reborn. So don't you dare give up now. Don't scroll past this like it's just another video. If your heart is beating, your story is still unfolding. There are still chapters left to write, and this time you're writing them with strength, with wisdom, and with unshakable belief. You've lost things, yes, but you've gained something powerful too. A faith that's no longer fragile, a love that's no longer naive, a heart that's stronger than it's ever been. If you've made it this far, tell me in the comments. What are you choosing to believe in again? It could be faith. It could be healing. It could be yourself. Declare it. Speak it out loud. You never know who might read your words and find the courage to believe again too. And before this video ends, if this message touched something inside you, do one last thing for me. Subscribe to this channel. Not for me, but for you. Because every week I share words like this, reminders that you are not alone, that your story still matters, and that your faith still has a purpose. Don't let this message fade into the noise of the scroll. Save it. Share it. Be the reason someone else finds the strength to believe again. Because that's the beauty of faith after tragedy. It's not about pretending the pain never happened. It's about realizing the pain didn't win. And here's the truth I promised you. The one you've been waiting for. The most beautiful kind of faith isn't the one that never breaks. It's the one that breaks, heals, and still believes. That's the beauty of believing again. And if you're hearing this, maybe it's time to start.